Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint 266 review. This was a normal 2-week sprint with the July 4th holiday in the middle, but otherwise it was a pretty good sprint. So I'll get started with the overview. I'll follow up with the UI, then Adam on the providers, and Joe on the platform. For this sprint, we had 83 PRs merged, and a fair bit were enhancements. There was a couple blaster outers to all the repositories, which is why the numbers are so high. Over to the UI for enhancements on UI Classic. Joe made a change to fix breakage and deprecations for the upcoming Rails 7.2 upgrade. Elsa fixed an issue with get day, replacing it with get date for a more accurate date value. The bot created a PR to update the UI JSON translation files. Gilbert fixed an issue with the tag multi-select reset on click, which I'll show a screenshot in the next slide. And finally, Asirvad had a PR for adding automated tests with Cypress for the collect logs edit form. On the fixed tag multi-select reset, the problem was that if the list of in a multi-select was very, very long and you chose something, it would scroll all the way back to the top, which was very frustrating. So now when you choose an item, it stays where it is, so you can continue choosing from where you were. And that's it for the UI. Over to the providers for Adam.
Thanks, Jason. So for Amazon this sprint, the bot updated the list of instance types, and in this case, we also got a new region, which is the Asia Pacific Taipei region. So if you're interested in using that, it'll be available shortly. For Kubernetes, the some community users added the ability to create and delete container projects on Kubernetes. This was previously available as a method on OpenShift, the OpenShift manager directly. What they ended up doing was create subclasses under each of the providers for the container project class and exposed the more standard create and delete methods on that on those classes. So this is inherited by all of the other Kubernetes providers. So OpenShift, Amazon, Google, Kubernetes, all of those get this functionality. It should be in the API and the UI shortly, but currently it's available on the model, exposed on the models. We also had a schema migration to set the type on existing records. So if you had existing container projects, they'll be updated to include this functionality. And finally, on OpenStack, we fixed a bug with Cloud Tenant creation when there's some UI refactoring where the ID was being passed as the database ID when OpenStack was expecting it to be what we would call the EMS ref, which was essentially the name. And so this was failing because it couldn't find it by our ID. So a simple fix to look up the record and pass the EMS ref. So we got that fixed up, and that's it for providers. Over to Joe.
Thanks, Adam. For platform enhancements this sprint, Keenan had several changes in virtual attributes in preparation for the Rails 7.2 upgrade. So one of the primary ones is we had to change the way we hooked into Active Record. So virtual attributes now went from hooking in through load schema in Rails 7.1 to instead appending to attribute types in Rails 7.2. To go with this change, he also set up the uses and arrow for virtual attributes earlier in the process. He also required type for defining virtual delegates, and yet he had a few other smaller related changes to 7.2. And Jason enabled Rails 7 to support in core by no longer using the removed Rails application secrets and instead set up a VCR secrets spec helper for use with local secrets and filtering in our VCR cassettes. This was used in a lot of the other providers, and he also updated it in the provider generator. Next slide. For platform bugs this sprint, Keenan updated the ManageIQ gems pending gem metadata and the rack version dependency in development. I fixed an issue where widget generation would fail if a widget was linked to a deleted MIQ group. Translators provided a very minor bug fix in the traditional Chinese message catalog, and I had a very minor refactoring of the widget spec to use lets instead of instance variables. Next slide.
And that's all for our Sprint 266 review. Our next Sprint review 267 will be on July 23rd at the usual place and time. And I'd like to thank all the presenters today, all the contributors, and our community. Thanks, everyone.